February 2nd, Legs Day, Sunday, the first Sunday of the month. Get your communion at church and stuff. Go to, make sure you go out to church if you haven't already. It's 9:33 a.m. I won't be able to because I normally go on Saturday evening. But the baby makes it difficult. Lately, she scratched me in the eye with her little fingernail. And that's why I haven't been on for the past week. I had to use antibiotic eye drops in my left eye where she scratched me to prevent an infection. So I couldn't wear my mask with glasses on. It's like because I don't have ears, right? I can't put the glasses on. Anything would fall off. I won't be able to see anything. So all I did was work out on my own without live streaming. So today I got my contacts back in. The week is up, and we are ready to work out and live stream at the same time. It's exciting, guys. It's very exciting. I'm noticing changes. I'm noticing gains, my legs, especially my quads. So what I'm going to do today, because I haven't deadlifted in a while, is I'm going to focus on some deadlifts and get a good number of sets if I can. We got how much on the bar today? We got 195 on the bar today. So let's see how many we can get. Normally, because my back injury that I had from years ago, which is a lot better now, and I've been using the BPC 157 TB 500 combo, which helps to supercharge, and it's called the Wolverine stack. It supercharges the healing. And I have been noticing less pain. I've been noticing that it does work. It does promote healing. But this is going to be a test today because I'm going to see how much healing has actually occurred, because normally when I do deadlifts like this, my lower back starts complaining and gives me a lot of grief during the workout, right? So we'll see how that goes. We'll transition to a couple burnouts at the end, probably stiff legged deadlifts. We got to hit the calves like we did last week. So I'm going to skip the quads for today. Plus, I still almost feel kind of sore in the quads. I mean, these high volume workouts typically take longer to recover from, I notice, but I also get more gains from them. That makes sense. So I'm overall liking it. I'm overall feeling the gains and noticing the differences, and I'm feeling good, sleeping good. Slept great last night. I didn't bother to wake up early today because it's Sunday. I don't go work on Sunday anyhow. So we're going to get after it. I want to make sure I get some planks in, even though the deadlifts are very core intensive. I'm still going to try to get some planks at the end. We'll also try to squeeze some traps up. We'll get some traps too, since I have the bar here anyway, right? All right. Let's do it, guys. You ready? Let's hit it. That was 12 on the first set. No lower back pain, so that's good so far. Minute rest. Let's do a minute and 15. Deadlifts take a lot out of you. That's only temporary, right? They'll also give you a lot in terms of gains and everything else. It's compound movement, lower chain, from your lower back through the hamstrings and glutes. Even get some calves, you know. And of course, it gets the core muscles as well. So your core is, highly activated from doing deadlifts as well. What are you guys working on today? What are you doing on this Sunday? It's the first day of February. I'm telling you, this snow, man. Up over here on the East Coast, we got a bunch of snow. Biggest snowstorm, I think, in a long time. I was out there shoveling. And still, snow is not dissipating. We got this cold snap. The snow is going to stay around for a while. Not even sure if I'm able to get out for special goose hunting season because of how cold it is and everything's frozen over. So we'll see how that goes. Deep breath. Say it again. I have to stop at 12. My grip actually starts to let go. Even though I could probably get more. Gotta pace myself. I have done workouts, deadlift focused workouts like this before, and that end up on the verge of throwing up. So it's happened once before, a couple times, I think. So we gotta take it easy. Take it easy. We might go to a minute 30-second rest next time. I am checking the chat. If you have any comments, thoughts, questions, things you want to share, anything that's on your mind. Got 15 seconds. My lower back's feeling it. And now, but maybe it's just activation, not necessarily like from the injury. So Noob Gamer says, hey, look, it's Senor Musculo. That's me right here. Famous. I don't know about famous. But he says, Mask Luchador. You know, I am wearing the Rey Mysterio mask out of... I'm not huge into the luchador scene, but I do like Rey Mysterio because I like he has the Christian cross on his mask. Notice I have the Christian cross right here. Soon to be. All right. Well, I like that. Thank you, man. All right, let's hit it again. Let's put the timer on. Once a 1 minute 30. I believe that was my third or fourth set. Noob Gamer says his faith is awesome and never afraid to show it. Yes, I agree. I think lifting weights does have a lot to do with faith, because you have to have belief that you can do it. It's like taking a leap of faith. When you do something like this, you're challenging your body. You know what I mean? You have to faith in yourself, yes, but I think faith in a higher power, like faith in God, to give you the strength to do it. I think it makes a big difference when you think of it that way. You'll actually get better workouts. And you know what's funny? You look back to the 80s and 90s when a lot of these golden era bodybuilders were still around and in their prime. A lot of those dudes, Lee Haney, Mike Christian, I think was one. A lot of those dudes were very strong believers in God. Christians, a lot of them too. So I think that has something to do with it. And it's actually good for your workout. It's going to help you make some gains. Speaking of which, check out my free testimony book, Jesus Lifts. It's on my website, fezgarcia.com. All right, let's hit it again. Oh man, my grip. It's my limiting factor right now. Let me grab my lifting grips. Let me show you. Okay, these are my lifting grips. I don't always break them out all the time, but these are grip power pads. Secure your grip. We're gonna put these on. All right. There you go, nice and tight. These are actually really good. They help you power through a couple more reps. Highly recommend them. Also cushions your wrists too. Because what happens is it also, supports your wrist by slight compression. When I go like this, I'm compressing my wrist slightly, and then I go like that. See, the only thing I don't like about them, honestly, is the rubber. I should have got the leather. Get the leather ones if you get your own. The rubber ones, they wear off on your hand, so by the end of it, I'm gonna have like a piece of rubber in my palm, which is gonna be a pain in the ass to it'll be there a couple times after I wash my hands. It's hard to get off. All right. Here we go. We got our grips. I'm gonna take a little bit extra long rest here. Let me take another minute 30. Yeah, that's no joke, man. Most people when they deadlift, I don't know, 3 sets of heavy weight where they're getting maybe 6 to 8 reps. I don't train a powerlifting style, regimen like that. I'm a high volume style right now because it seems to be working really well for me. So I already did 4 or 5 sets at this point. We're going to continue doing more sets. The only thing is we will have to start dropping the weight if I can't get the number I want. I want to be up in around the at least 8 to 12 range. I'm getting 12 right now at the upper end, which is good. But right now, like I said, the reason I have my lifting grips on is because I want to see if I get a couple more because my grip is suffering. I can't seem to get the grips I need to get a couple more reps in. Let me stretch a little bit. Lower back is feeling it, so I'm going to give you my final verdict on whether I think the peptides that I'm injecting are working or not. But peptides are supposed to help supercharge your healing, and I'll tell you where I get mine. I don't have any discount codes or anything. I don't care where you get them, but I'll just tell you where I get mine just for your information, and so you can think about whether if you have any latent injuries, might want to think about getting some peptides. And the injectable ones supposedly work way better than the oral ones. I haven't tried the oral ones. All right, let's hit another set. It got me 10 reps. I'm happy. I gotta take it easy though. Feeling it, my adrenals kick in. It's not what I want. Want it to be on the muscle as much as possible. Here's what we'll do. 1:40, rest. Last set of this weight, and we'll drop the weight after that. Noob Gamer says, what is a peptide and what does it do? Well, there's lots of different peptides. They all do different things. But the ones I take, I've been off of them for about a week now. But you do a quote-unquote cycle of them. It's not steroids. It's not anabolic. But it comes in a vial. You have to mix it with bacteriostatic water. And you take a certain amount in each dose, which you inject into an area in your body. In my case, I try to inject it close to my lower back. And the ones I use are called BPC 157, TB 500. And that combination is known as the Wolverine stack because it helps you it's like super healing powers type of stack. And my experience with it, honestly, is I've seen a lot of good things from it as far as healing, and my lower back feels better. It really is amazing stuff. And that's what I use. I mean, I haven't tried any other peptides other than this. BPC 157, it's called TB 500. You can't. What happens is here in the United States, it's hard to get them because doctors don't really know too much about them. They don't want to liability issues or whatever. When you buy them, I buy them overseas and have them shipped. They make you sign a waiver that says, I am aware that this might harm me. It might cause me physical damage. They want to reverse every ounce of liability from their company when they sell to you, so no one can turn around and sue them. But that's just to protect them. If you look past all that stuff and the scariness of that, whatever, they really do work. I've gone through 2 cycles so far. Probably going to do one more. I like them. I think it's good. Let's do another set. Oh man, just short of the 8. We're gonna drop the weight a little bit and keep going. All right, let's do that. Okay, guys, we dropped 50 pounds, 25 on each side. We dropped. We're currently at 1. Hang on. Takes me a little time here. 50 plus 20, 70 plus 45. 70 plus 45. It's 135. No, 115, I believe. New Gamer says, I'm leery of injections, not a fan of injection needles. Well, I don't blame you. This is the first time I've ever injected anything. I've never been on steroids or anything like that. But let me tell you something. If my computer could work here, if my computer would work, let me tell you something, and stop dropping the signal. But once you have back pain that's debilitating and really affecting your quality of life, you will start to look for solutions that are not your typical, quote unquote, mainstream safest solutions that are out there. So just be happy that you don't have those types of injuries. I've come a long way with this back injury. It used to be really bad, and part of the reason why I stopped lifting 10 years ago, whatever. But we're powering through. Yeah, the connection keeps on skip. I don't know why, but whatever. It seems to be right now. But like I said, it's be happy you don't have those types of injuries. You don't want those types of injuries. You know. All right. Okay. Are we back? All right, we're back. All right, here we go. Let's do another set. Oh, we're back? Oh, finally, man. All right. I don't know what's up with the stream, but it's up right now. So let's get another set. Stiff-legged deadlifts, guys. Ooh, that was good. Okay, so let's go to minute rests. Slower the rest time. We're on stiff-legged deadlifts. It's less weight now. It's less taxing, so a little less rest time. We'll get a couple of these, and then transition to some calves and, some core, a little bit core. So what's my verdict? My verdict is it seems that my peptides that I've been taking have actually been helping. My back is not as in pain as it usually would be, so I'm happy about that. I'm even going to do one more cycle of these peptides and see if we can get it even better. But I also will tell you this. A lot of times people in their 40s and 50s and whatever start to complain about knee pain and joint pain. That's definitely a thing, because what I notice is, like, if I have an injury, let's say, if I have an injury, I will up the glucosamine and chondroitin supplements and stuff like that. But the injury actually siphons nutrients from your other tissues. So that's where you can get, like, your knees and other joints bothering you because your injury is trying to heal itself. It's looking for raw materials to be able to heal that injury. So none of this is scientific. I can't point to a paper or anything. I'm just giving you my personal anecdotal experience with injuries and how that's affected my body. But if I up the glucosamine chondroitin, that also seems to really help. And I don't have as much pain either. So I'm happy about that too. So I think, but people need to take way more than the suggested amount. I take way more than suggested amount. I don't know how safe that is, but it seems to help my joint pain. Noob Gamer says, I was looking at your profile, former personal trainer. Why did you stop? I stopped because I got married. In a short version, I'll give you the longer version in a minute because I have to do another set. I got married and I had to look for a job that paid more and that I could use to support a family more. So I started, I was working at the time as a window salesman for a while and other things I don't want to mention I'm doing right now. I'm not doing anything illegal, of course. But in the interest of my family and my personal life, I don't like to go into too much detail as to what I do now for work because I obviously have a day job. But I will tell you that when you get married and you have that pressure of having to provide for a family, everything else gets put on hold. The stress levels go through the roof, and the sleep suffers. All these things, like, you turn into a perfect storm where, like, you can't even hope to make gains in the gym because you're so stressed out. Let's put it that way. So it took a while for me. I gained a bunch of weight. I was my heaviest ever. And just wasn't good. So I was working out every so often, but I wasn't sleeping. I also had sleep apnea at the time, so I wasn't recovering. So undiagnosed sleep apnea for like close to 10 years, which I now use a CPAP machine. So thank God. The CPAP machine allows me to sleep and get rest at night and recovery so that I can actually make progress again in the gym. So I'm thankful on so many levels for that I can actually work out like I am right now and make progress. Whereas before I would just burn myself out and make it so I couldn't sleep. So that's the short answer. Noob Gamer says, yeah, I get that. I don't have a wife and kids, but I help take care of family and the property. It's hard to get to the gym often. I'd like to get back into the gym, though. Well, that's the, what am I thinking of? That's a classic problem, as so many of us have, right? Living in this hectic modern society that we live in. It's like so many people are like busy to the point where you barely have time to wipe your butt. And you, especially with a baby like I have in the house. So the only solution that I found is to wake up early and to work out. So I go to sleep, hopefully try to sleep at 9 or 10. And I wake up at 4 a.m. during the week for my workouts, like 4:30. And I squeeze in that workout before work. Is it the best, highest quality workout possible? Probably not, as if I were to have more time. But I have to get some type of workout in. Otherwise, I just waste another day where I could have worked out. So my recommendation to you, if you're already time crunched as it is maybe wake up earlier and try to squeeze in a workout early in the morning, because before my wife wakes up, before my baby wakes up, that's the time I have some time for myself and I can actually do things. So it works for me. Today I wanted to sleep in a little bit. So, and plus it's a Sunday, so I don't work on a Sunday usually. So I figured I would sleep, get a little more rest, recovery in, and then work out a little bit later, which is what I'm doing now. So what was I going to say? Well, recovery and sleep trump your workout routine. If you're not sleeping properly, you're not going to make gains. So I will say that. I'm a testament to that. You know what I would love to do, which I don't have time for either, is I would love to be able to like cut these streams up into clips. And listen, if I had like a staff like some of these people do, I would be doing a lot more than I'm doing, but I don't have the ability to do that right now. But I could be trying to promote this more than I am. I don't even have a Twitch page that has videos on it. I mean, I could be making shorts and all this stuff, but I should do that, and I try to, but I just don't have time sometimes. So we'll see how it goes. Hopefully I get more time as things move on, as things go on. But the baby stage is not fun. I'm not enjoying it that much. She's cute and stuff, and she makes me laugh and all this, but it's a lot of work, man. But it's all worth it, right? It's all worth it in the end. All right, let's do another set. Oh, man. Now my grip is failing, even with the grips. We're gonna have to do some traps too. I need my grips for that too. We'll see how that goes. Let me put the timer on. We'll get one more of these. New Gamer says it's good to have a little bit more of a rest day. Your body must have needed the extra sleep. Definitely. Food and sleep are above your training and in order of importance. In my case, I'm not even eating what I should be eating. I should be getting more protein in. And, like sometimes at night, my body will tell me, hey, you need more protein in. Like I'll have trouble sleeping because I don't have enough protein. So let's do one more set of these. And what will we do next? Calves, of course. And then we'll get some planks in. All right. There we go. Boom. There it is. You can see that. Black stuff on my fingertips. That's why I don't like the rubber ones. I should have got the leather. But they do the job. Okay. Don't be alarmed. What I'm going to do is do some calves, and it's going to look like I'm going like this because that's what I'm doing with my calves. It's a calf workout. And the reason someone commented last time I did this, they're like, looks vaguely sexual. And it cracked me up, but I'm not trying to be sexual. I'm just trying to get a calf workout in. So what I do is I put a plate on the ground. Right? It's a 25-pound plate. And I'm going to stand up on the plate with my toes, like tippy toes, on the edge of the plate. And I'm going to do some calf raises, just like this. Noob Gamer is like, huh? Yeah, I know. But it goes like this. All right? And I also get to talk in the mic this way so I can face forward, which is easier this way. 10. Okay. Short rest time on this one, 30 seconds. It's body weight. So to up the intensity, you're going to shorten the rest time. Okay. Man, so you see what I guess it does look that way. Noob Gamer goes, man, imagine if people came into the stream and didn't hear the disclaimer. Yeah, I guess could be problematic. I'm not that kind of stream, I'm trying to inspire people to be fit. I do take my shirt off sometimes. I'm not trying to be like whatever, how some guys are, you know what I mean? But I am trying I like more the talking aspect and the working out aspect of it. So. I want to get to a point fitness-wise where I can take my shirt off, or should I say, feel comfortable take my shirt off. Well, what's the reason why you don't want to take your shirt off? Is it because you feel like you're overweight, or you feel like you're too thin, or too lack muscle? What's the reason? Because my response will vary depending on that. It's because you feel like you're fat. Okay. I'll tell you one thing. I think you should get used to doing it now. And there's a psychological reason why. If you take off your shirt now knowing, hey, you know, I'm not in the best shape. First of all, who gives a crap? No one cares, really. You care more than other people care. That's the truth. Most people in their own world, they really don't give a crap. But it actually works in your favor as a method of psyching yourself up. When you're like shirtless, you feel more masculine. Even if you're overweight, doesn't matter. You feel more, I don't know, animal. You feel more like you're like a hardworking man, you know? Like, I don't know, if you, let's say you mow the lawn with your shirt off and stuff, get used to mowing the lawn with your shirt off. Get used to like doing yard work with your shirt off. Get used to being without your shirt as much as you can. I'll say that. And the psychological reason for that is because, and also I guess scientific too, there's a psychological and scientific boost. Like, in other words, you actually boost your T levels by doing that. You boost your T levels, and that, of course, will help you lose weight, number one, because it's almost like a show of dominance. When guys take their shirt off, it's a show of dominance. And doing any show of dominance increases your T levels. So I would say start doing it now. And then the more you see yourself in the mirror, you're like, you know what? First of all, accept yourself now. But be like, you know what? It would be nice if I could be in shape. And if I could put a little bit of time in every 2 to 3 days a week, why not? Why not, you know? Think of it that way. Don't be embarrassed, man. Start taking it off now. I know it's not right this second because it's 3 degrees out. Yeah, it is really cold out. But I'm talking about, you know, spring, summer rolls around. Go to the beach, take the shirt off. Don't be one of those guys on the beach with a t-shirt on, man. Trust me. Just take the shirt off, man. Be proud of yourself. Like, have some pride in it, you know what I mean? And then little by little, what you'll find is you'll start to lose weight. Not just for that reason alone. You got to work out too, but you'll start to care more about it. It'll be on your mind more, and I think it'll help you. KDDW says, "Sup, beast? What's up, man? How are you doing?" And you got to realize one other thing too, is that thank you, man. He says, "I'm looking good. I appreciate it." Good. I'm glad I can motivate you too. What was I going to say? So, noob gamer, you know, don't be ashamed. Like, every guys, even when they're fitness dudes, they still think, oh, you know, maybe is my gut hanging out too much or whatever. It's like, there's always something stupid to be insecure about. Don't let your taking your shirt off be one of those things. Just start taking your shirt off and having fun. You know, it's like your mental hacks to get a better physique, and also to have a better, I don't know, self-image, to have a better attitude. You know, a shift in your mentality, a shift in your attitude can do a lot. So, you know, I'll tell you one other thing too, man. Don't beat yourself up. I'll tell you a story of okay, so I was in Europe as a foreign exchange student, right? I'm doing calf raises. Don't be alarmed. Doing some calf raises. I know it looks weird. Someone said it looks vaguely sexual. But I was in a foreign exchange student in Europe, right? And what happened was I met some girls from Spain, and these girls were in shape. They looked good. They were cute. And I would talk to them and we got to know each other and stuff. Long story short, fast forward to I went back, living back in the East Coast in the US, where I'm from. And this girl reaches out to me. She's like, "Hey, are you around? I'm going to be in the area, and wondered if you wanted to meet up." And she said she'd been living here for like 3 months, right? 3 months she was living in the United States. She was in shape before. I meet her. I see she gained at least 30 pounds, and she looked way different. Okay. And what do I blame for that? I blame the food. I don't blame her necessarily. She didn't suddenly become a pig and started eating everything. What happened was the food in the United States has a lower quality than the food in Europe. Okay. The food in Europe, generally speaking, even the bread and pasta, like in Italy, they don't put glyphosate, Roundup pesticides in the crops like we do here in this country. So they can eat that stuff and get away with it. All right. So she comes here to the United States where this food is, right? This crappy food that we all have, with sprayed with Roundup pesticides, and immediately gains 30 pounds, man. Not only that, it's probably the high fructose corn syrup at the time that people who was like watch the high fructose corn syrup and stuff that made her fat. So Americans, the Americans are victims in a sense of that, I would say, because the average European does not have to work as hard to be in shape as the average American does because of all the crap in our environment, and the food quality is down in the shitter here. And also the think about the spraying that they do in the air. They look up stratospheric aerosol injection geoengineering. When you drive to work in the morning, so you look up in the sky, look at the these airplanes. They look like crop dusters. They're not commercial airliners. They're spraying this crap in the sky, and they're crisscrossing and making patterns and shit. They're not transporting passengers, I'll tell you that. They're not contrails. Contrails dissipate after 3 airplane lengths, and they dissipate into the air and disappear. These hang in the air and they descend into the land. And these farmers are saying, they tested the soil and the aluminum levels have gone up 300% since last year and blah, blah, blah. They're spraying stuff in the air here in this country, but they're also spraying it all over the world at this point. They've been doing it here for years, actually. That's one thing that gets me. Like, it's so in your face, it's so obvious, and for people not to see that's happening, it really bothers me. But yeah, look it up. Stratospheric aerosol injection geoengineering. Look up Kennedy Ritchie. This is one of the guys who runs companies that do this here in the United States. And some of these, they try to hide it. It's only now finally coming out in the open. But like, it used to be where, oh, that's not happening. Oh, that's a conspiracy theory. No, it's not a conspiracy, bro. You just have to open up your eyes. KDDW says, I can't control my appetite, so I'm losing weight while taking Mounjaro. It's kind of cheating, but really helpful. I don't know anything about Mounjaro, but if it's helping you, man, and it's not harmful to the body, I would say, use it with caution and conservatively. But if it's working for you, that's good. Noob Gamer says, I remember hearing from someone from Canada. They said they were visiting America and they were surprised to see all the varieties of different foods compared to Canada. Yeah, but that's true. And if you go to Italy, it's the same thing. Italy has an aisle just for like pasta, an aisle for like cheese, an aisle for like sauce, and an aisle for like fish, and that's it. and everything else is grown like locally and farmers and stuff, which I think is better quality food, blah blah blah. But I don't know, I've never been to Canada, but apparently in other countries, like, they put chemicals in our food that the same companies don't put those chemicals in when they sell it to other countries, like Captain Crunch or Fruit Loops or whatever it is. They'll have these chemicals. That's why you got to read the ingredient list. And it has this crap in it. Honestly, though, cereals, I would not eat cereal if you can avoid it. Try to eat at least some oatmeal. But even the oatmeal, man, is like sprayed with glyphosate too, so they can harvest it. So that's our problem in this country. It's not purely, but, and also, if like you go to the supermarket and we have an aisle just for chips, an aisle just for like these snacks that are made with all these chemicals and stuff, like, this stuff should not be in our diet. It's unnecessary. The only foods that you should be eating, and if you did this one thing you would lose weight, is stuff from the produce aisle, like fresh fruits and vegetables, and then meat. Fresh fruits, vegetables, meat, and then certain pastas, I would say, and certain grains. Like, if you can get pasta from Italy, ones imported from Italy, they do have them in the store. Those are way better than any pastas that are in this country. Avoid, like the plague, any pastas or breads that this country produces, because it's, most of the time it has a bunch of Roundup and pesticides and shit in it. So if you try to grow your own foods, the seeds are genetically modified, so you have to keep buying their seeds. You can't rely on your own crops unless you have heirloom seeds, which you can propagate yourself and produce your own seeds every year. That's what people try to do. But you're right. It's what it is the corporatization of everything, including food. So these days they're trying to corporatize everything, man. And it's disgusting. Like, the people who are running these companies, like, look at the pork industry. The pork industry has been consolidated in the United States to where it's all under one umbrella, and people can't even avoid getting their pork from this one company, which now injects all their pigs with mRNA vaccines, which we all know are proven to be harmful and cause genetic damage. And yet now they're using it to shoot up our food and livestock with it. So we have to pray, like, really hard, because there's so many attacks coming from every angle. I don't want to be a downer on this, but I want to be realistic at the same time. Like, is it possible to be in shape and to be healthy in this day and age and stuff? Yes. I feel like I've been able to achieve that to a certain degree, but you have to be very intentional and very wary of all these things that are happening, where, like, even BlackRock, supposedly, I have to look this up to see if it's true or not, but I saw this online, purchased a company that produces eggs, Vital Farms, which is a pasteurized egg producer, supposedly higher quality eggs. It's very expensive eggs. But these eggs are not what they say they are. Like, they're got, like, different things in it that a normal, what's the word I'm thinking of? Like a chicken that's raised, the different varieties of chickens, like the ones that are cage free, it's the same as a cage free egg, So it's crazy, man. It's very crazy. Oh, man. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to switch it up. I'll do a little bit more of this, and then we'll do some, I'll do a little bit more of this, and then we'll do some planks, and we'll be done. All right, we're done with that. Noob Gamer says, I started gardening a couple years ago. Last year we expanded it. I'd like to try growing wheat. You're lucky, man. You have the ability to do that. That's awesome. I wish I had the land to do that. I can grow a small garden in my yard, which at least I have that. But supposedly their plan is they want to start putting so much aluminum out there in the atmosphere that the GMO seeds are are immune to it, but the organic seeds are not. And then those companies want to monopolize the food in this country. Raised beds, that's what I want to do. Yeah. That's awesome. You're good. You're on the right track, man. You have all the building blocks to. I don't know what you're doing as far as your workouts, but try to at least get like a couple workouts in a week, and we'll start making progress. Let me know what you're doing, and I'll try to help you out as much as I can. And if you have questions or whatever. But let me get a set of planks in. I like to use these. These are help cushion your knees a little bit. You know what I mean? Let me fix the camera. Here we go. Let's do it. Cushion my elbows, I should say. Oh. Okay, KDW says, how tall and heavy are you? Yeah, I'll answer. That's not a problem. Right now, I am 5'8". It's my height. And as far as my weight, last time I checked, I was 217. 217. So if you look on the chart and you plug in your data, according to the chart, I'm obese. But those charts are BS because the BMI charts, they don't account for like muscle tissue and stuff. Okay, Noob Gamer. For workouts, it's been a moment since I've been to the gym, but I can share my goals. Bear with me while I type it out. Okay, sounds good. KDW, you don't need to answer. Yeah, I don't have a problem answering, man. Since I see you two guys on the chat, Why not challenge you guys right now? If you accept the challenge, let me know. We're going to do a plank. Okay? We're going to do a plank, and I want you to use a plank on your elbows. You know how to do a plank. Plank is pretty basic, so maybe you do. Keep your body straight. You don't want to let your butt go down. You want to keep your butt up as much as possible, but so there's like a body straight across to your feet. And we're going to hold that plank for as long as possible. I'm going to try to shoot for 2 minutes because 2 minutes is around the time where I start to peter out. And I want you guys to tell me how long you're planking for. That's what we're doing right now. So if you're on the stream, and not just these two guys who are in the chat, if you're on the stream, let's do it, man. Let's do it. All right. And then you're going to get on the chat and tell me how long you were able to hold the plank for. And by that, I'll be able to tell a little bit about, they used to do this on what they call the fitness lab. When you're a personal trainer, you go to the fitness lab with a client and you run a couple of tests with them, and the plank is one of them. And it just gives an idea of your fitness levels, your general fitness levels and stuff. So let's do it. You ready, guys? All right, here we go. I'll tell you when I hit the button. 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, man. That was 2 minutes for me. What about you guys? Never reached 2 minutes. 8 planks, so much. Okay, well, start with 30 seconds. I don't know. Start with 20 seconds if you need. Work your way up from there, man. It's the way to do it. Noob Gamer says, I started my weight loss journey several years ago. At my heaviest, I weighed 280 my senior year of high school. Overall, I was able to get down to 215. That's good. It's great. Then gained weight back into the 240s, 250s. I started back up after I graduated college. Now back down to 215 range. KDDW just gave up at 1 minute. 1 minute's pretty good, man. 1 minute is good. Okay, to answer your, okay. So Noob Gamer, that's great. You've going up and down. What I want you to think about is, what do you tend to change around the time that you're 215? First of all, how do you get to 215? What's your regimen like? What's your diet regimen like? What's your training like? And then what do you notice that you do differently when you do get to 215? That starts to have your weight creep up again. Body recomp. The beauty of working out with gaining muscle, of course, is your body is burning more calories at rest because muscle tissue is more biologically active than fat, of course. So my recommendation would be the same recommendation I would say for most people, most guys, is to focus on building muscle, lean tissue, and stay away from your powerlifting style type workouts because you say you already have a tendency to gain weight. Sounds like this type of workout where you do a high volume style workout, kind of like what I'm doing, would might be work for you pretty well because it actually almost becomes a form of conditioning and cardio at the same time, which actually burns more calories, especially with the short rest time. So next time I'm on here doing a workout, or if you go on YouTube and watch one of my workouts, try to kind of follow the exercises and the rep schemes and the set schemes that I do and see if that works for you. He says, right now I'm focusing on my diet. I started cutting my portions. I can't afford to buy healthy foods for myself and the foods my family wants. So I try to be mindful with what I'm eating and how much. Okay, that's very normal. That's good. I like how you are considerate of your family and stuff. I think the healthy foods, quote unquote, don't have to be that expensive either. Sardines. I eat a lot of sardines, which are cheap. If you can get wild caught sardines, those are not that expensive. They have a lot of protein. They have a lot of good fats in them. Very high in vitamin A, which will support a lot of different things in your body. Walking is great. You're focusing on portions, but here's the thing: I would buy a food scale. Buy a food scale and start weighing your food, because sometimes what tends to happen if you don't weigh your food and you're cutting, you tend to cut too much to the point where it's like unsustainable. You want to cut to a certain amount, but not more than that, because number one, it's unsustainable and you tend to yo-yo back and forth in terms of your weight. And another reason is because if you're working out and exercising, lifting weights at the same time, you're not giving yourself enough calories to actually build the muscle that you break down. So you're kind of like spinning your wheels. But the main thing is, if you're going to start lifting weights, I don't know if you've already started or not, get that protein in. Get that protein in as much as you can. Keep the carbs in too, but try to keep a lower portion of carbs if you can. I know with me, like if I cut carbs too much, I can't sleep, because carbs are responsible for your serotonin levels and your melatonin are very closely tied together. So you don't want to reduce carbs too much, because at least for me, it definitely does disturb your sleep. And then if you're not sleeping, you're not making gains, you're not recovering. So it's a delicate balance, but the main thing is focus on getting more protein in. Get the cheap proteins, get cottage cheese, get sardines, get yogurt. You don't realize how much yogurt. I eat tons of yogurt. I could try to get yogurt in bulk or whatever. Try to go to Sam's Club, go to Walmart, get get a couple tubs of yogurt, and because the yogurt has a lot of protein in it, especially the yogurts that like from the ones I get, the Oikos. Try to get the Oikos yogurts, and what else do I? So sardines, cottage cheese, yogurts. Um, Try to get the cheap meats. Like a lot of our chicken is actually pretty decent. They stopped putting a lot of antibiotics in a lot of chickens now, so you don't have to spend top dollar to get a good quality chicken. So start with chicken and get the ground chicken. Ground chicken tends to be a lot less expensive than your chicken breast. So try with that. Of course, turkey meat. Turkey meat also cheaper compared to other meats. So start with chicken, ground chicken, and ground turkey meat, and start experimenting with like some chili recipes or some things to make it palatable for you, so that when you eat it, you enjoy it and you like eating it like that. Definitely stay away from any of the sugars. I'm sure you sound like you already know the basic stuff, but that would be my recommendation to you as far as eating goes. Get that food scale. Make sure you're not cutting too much. Make sure you get the protein in to support your muscle growth, and I think you'll be making some more gains. Let me know how that works out for you, because I'm very curious to see what happens with you. When it warms up, try to start walking my dog outside, going to the gym after work 3 days a week. 3 days a week. Yeah, I mean, I would start with 1 day a week. You know, don't even worry about going to the gym. I would also say that. Right now, I'm not in the gym. Right now, I'm at home. I'm in my basement. I made a little makeshift gym myself. You could start building your own makeshift gym so that before work, you could even jump down to your basement and start working out. That's what I do. Just start with some dumbbells. Go on Facebook Marketplace, get some cheap dumbbells, get some cheap weights from Facebook Marketplace, and start with that. See if you can get yourself a couple of key pieces of equipment, like I have a bench press slash squat rack right there. This universal machine is pretty decent, but I would say you don't need that. The bench press squat rack more important. Uh, Barbells and dumbbells are the most important, though. Start with that. Don't you will never need you won't miss a gym membership. You don't need to go to the gym. Gym is fun though if you're single and you like to mingle at the same time and to flirt with some girls out there and to work out at the same time. That's great, but you don't have to go to the gym. Is what I'm trying to say. All right, guys, I have to run. It's getting a little late now. Let me fix the camera. All right, we are done today. God bless, guys. Check out the free ebook, Jesus Lifts, on my website, fezgarcia.com. It's absolutely free. Share it with people, your loved ones. It's amazing testimonies to how Jesus changed people's lives. Um, and you know, it's amazing. I highly encourage you to check it out. Noob Gamer says, "Is there a way I can contact you to ask more questions?" Yes, I respond. I respond on X actually more than I do from my website contact. So if you are on X, try to use the X, and I'll try to answer your questions on there as much as I can. All right, God bless, guys. Take care. Have a great rest of your weekend and a great work week.